Guys, it has been a very long time since you have seen me, so I want to apologize for that. My name is Julian. I make videos on YouTube about my cars that I build with friends, family, and just the internet, I guess. I'm here to basically document a car that was finished and I never really got to document it, so I'm doing that now. Yeah, without further ado, let's hop in this video and we're going to be talking about my 2012 Nissan 370Z with a 2JZ. Let's get started. Before we get started on this car review and me just telling you about this car here that I built, I want to kind of talk about really quick why I was gone and what I have planned in the future, because a lot of things have changed in the past few months. As you guys have noticed, if you follow my Instagram, which is julian.jones with 2 S's, I haven't really been posting much. I really have been MIA on all kind of social platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. And the reason being is because I've kind of just had a life realization. I'm getting closer to Christ, as you guys can see. Jesus is King, if you didn't know. Yeah, I just really wanted to kind of put my focus more on God than the things in this material world. That has just really been on the forefront and it's been weighing heavy on my heart for a long time. I've always been a Christian and I don't know, I haven't really been putting him first. So I wanted to take some time from the things that I like to do and love to do and just put that focus on him and just ask him really to kind of realign my life, you know, with my life choices, the people I hang around with, and just everything like that. So it's been really important to us, my girlfriend and I'm speaking for my girlfriend Tiana. Yeah, it's been going great. I'm really happy I took this kind of social detox. It's been really refreshing. I've been spending a lot of time with family and you know, it's just been really good. So I encourage all of you guys out there, if you guys don't know Christ, you know, I would highly encourage to hear the good word, hear the good news rather, and just read the Bible, talk to your friends about it. I mean, it really just is super refreshing. And I mean, he is the creator of all of this that you see, you know? And I just feel like, you know, in this world today, 2025, we can really just get misaligned with things and, you know, our focus always should be on him. So that's that. Second part of that is my girlfriend and I are actually moving here shortly. So I live in Southern California right now, but we are actually relocating somewhere really far. And I'll get to that here in a couple months because I'm not really big on speak on things that haven't really happened yet, even though it probably is it's like 90% there, but I want to wait until like we're 100% out there where we're going to be to kind of relay that message. But I've also been putting focus on that, putting funds aside, which is why I did the giveaway on my Nismo 350Z. And if you guys missed that video, please click up top. There's going to be a link right there that you can watch it. And it was a really cool experience to be able to do something like that. But that's just kind of where everything's been, you know. It's been a mess, but it is what it is. And we'll take it one day at a time, you know. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop in this car. So just to recap, guys, on this car, this is a 2012 Nissan 370Z with a 2JZ that I swapped in. Please disregard how dirty this car is, man. I was actually coming out here like, dang, I actually should have washed this car, but that's besides the point. I really just want to get a video up because it's been so long, and I really just want to update you guys because I have been driving this car around. So without further ado, let's pop the hood and let me show you what we are working with. So this is a 2JZ GTE VVTi out of an Aristo from Japan, and I apologize about the crows. I don't know why there's so many right now as I decide to film, but yeah, so we have a 2JZ out of an Aristo. It's a fully stock block. I did put a new head gasket on it. I did ARP head studs and new valve stem seals just to make sure everything wasn't smoking. I was having a lot of issues with the whole smoking and all that before, so we solved that by doing it. I have a Borg Warner S369 SXE turbo. It is a 69mm with a T4 twin scroll housing. We have a, I think it's called SPA, S-P-A, turbo manifold, and it looks super sick because like the way it turned colors, even looking at the downpipe is crazy. 3-inch downpipe. But yeah, SPA, turbo manifold, T4, twin scroll, externally wastegated. I think it's a 44mm wastegate on here. 3-inch intercooler piping all the way around, both on the hot and the cold side. We also have a tile blow-off valve down there somewhere. My IAT sensor is there. A lot of people ask me about this intake manifold because, I don't know, I guess it's kind of hard to find intake manifolds for 2JZs, but believe it or not, it's actually an eBay intake manifold. It's been working really good. I don't have any leaks leaks. There's ports on the bottom, vacuum ports on the bottom for me to, you know, pull vacuum from it. I really enjoy it. And what's really cool about this whole setup is I actually run drive-by-wire. And what that means for people who don't know is typically with older engines like this, you would actually have a cable that would go to your gas pedal. So when you push the gas down, it actually pulls that cable, which opens the throttle. So when you convert to e-throttle, this is a Bosch e-throttle here off of, I don't know, some type of like GM or something like that. It's electronic, and that's actually a lot better for like response. You can set up anti-lag, cruise control, like a bunch of different features that the ECU would, you know, handle. Also to mention, it is running a Haltech Elite 2500 ECU. And yeah, man, this car is super sick. We have 1050X ID injectors, and I forgot what fuel pressure regulator. I do have a catch can, but it is not hooked up right now because I need new fittings. How high the catch can sits, if I were to mount it like that, I don't think the hood would close properly, so I don't run it for right now. Yeah, man, I really just wanted to give you guys the rundown on this car. It really is a simple setup. It's tuned by a guy named Andrew Molina from Animal Auto Tuning. He's in Corona, California, and he did a really good job. Super cool guy. I would be super happy to work with him again in the future. So I just have to watch that. So, oh, I need to record. I'm scared. Dang, it's crazy. You can run it on the dyno. One of the only and probably biggest issues that I've had with this setup is the fan setup, so or cooling, I should say. JZs tend to run super hot, which I wasn't aware of. I have the coil rad kind of like tucked radiator setup, so you don't even see it right here. It's tucked right under the core support, and I have a Mishimoto like fan shroud and fan setup. You can see how like tight it is from like the pulleys and stuff. It's like absolutely insane. But with this whole setup, these like Mishimoto like basic fans that come on the shrouds, they don't work that well. Like they don't provide the proper cooling for big motors like this. So what I opted to buy and get, I got the Mishimoto Raceline fans. I think they should be here probably tomorrow. But the only thing that sucks is, like I said, how tight it is. I won't be able to run the shroud and the new fans. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to pull the fans off and the shroud and just mount the new fans directly to the radiator. I don't really like doing that just because A, it doesn't look that well, and B, you pierce through your radiator. And for people who know, coil rad radiators are super expensive, so I don't really like doing that, but you know, you have to do what you gotta do. So I'll probably upload a video doing that here in the near future. But other than that, man, the car has been running like absolutely great, and I couldn't be happier with this setup. I actually have been posting on Instagram a little bit about potentially getting, guys, I don't know what they are doing, but yeah, it's just insane. But I've been posting about like potentially selling this car, and like I said, there's a huge reason why I would want to sell this car in the future, but I'm gonna have to do this later. Like I was saying before I got rudely interrupted by those crows, was I was potentially thinking about selling this car, and like I said, there's a few reasons why. Is because my girlfriend and I, again, are moving, and I could really use the money, not really for the move, but I really want to buy an R34. You know, after I got my R32 Skyline, I have just fell in love with R chassis. I've always loved S chassis. I had an S13 myself years ago, and I don't know, I could just see myself having an S15, a swapped S15 that is, because you guys know that I am a fanatic for swapping cars. This is my, second car that I've ever swapped. The first car was a S13 that had an RB25 into it, and this is my second one, which is my 2012, my newest car, the ever, that has a 2JZ in it, and it's a Nismo too, which is like also pretty sick. But yeah, so I don't know, I really want an R34. The prices are getting crazy. It's the year 2025 now. Who knows if I'll ever really be able to afford one if I don't try to grab one sooner than later. So that's really like one of the main reasons. But honestly, if this car doesn't sell by like September or October-ish this year, 2025, I won't be upset, because, you know, this car is sick, man. I mean, like, what other street car Nismo 370Zs have a 2JZ that's cleanly done like this, you know? Like, I feel like a swap like this is, I don't know, man. It's, I mean, granted, I need to wipe some things down, don't get me wrong, but this is a driver's car. I don't really care for it to be looking like spotless, if I'm honest, you know? As long as the car works, drives, does what it's supposed to do, gets down, like, I don't care, you know? So this car is sick, man. But what do you guys think about the build so far? I do need to refinish the wheels because these wheels really weren't even supposed to stay on this car. They were really supposed to be kind of like rollers, but they just ended up staying because I put so much money into the engine bay and everything like that. But the guy who had it before, he didn't curve them, but I think whoever like painted these didn't do the best job because the paint is like coming off here around the sides in certain areas. So I need to refinish the wheels if I do keep them. I also need to refinish the calipers. Calipers in the front are looking gross. And same thing for the back, a little bit of, like I said, just peeling here. The rear calipers, however, are brand new, so those are good to go. I'm trying to think what else. I do have like partial carbon fiber fenders. I think they're Fly One Motorsports, I want to say. But have that little sequential LED light here, pretty nice. Interior is actually really basic. There's a couple things I do want to do. I need to buy a new like centerpiece because I used to have like a gauge set up there. For those who remember, I had a Power Tune digital dash, but I decided to get rid of that because I don't know, I just didn't like the way it looked when the open spaces, like it didn't really fill out that whole area how it was supposed to or how I thought it would. So I ended up getting rid of it and I wanted to kind of convert everything to OEM in here. So if anybody has a Nismo 2012 preferably, you know, with the red stitching, everything like that, let me know so I can grab that. And I also have a Haltech can gauge right at the top. I don't know if you guys can see that. I have a singular Haltech gauge, so that's the only gauge that controls or that I can see what's going on. And I really like that because before, you know, we're all used to having like 40 gauges in cars to like monitor boost, oil pressure, coolant temperature, you know, all these different type of things, when this one gauge does everything that I need. And also what's cool about it is it has 2 buttons on it, so I can actually program it to, you know, have different pages, which I think I have 2 pages. I have one page that has AFR, boost, oil pressure, and coolant temp. And then I have another page that shows me like battery voltage and one other thing, fuel pressure, I think it is. So pretty cool. I like that. You can program it and actually do that on the fly from my phone. So it's like really dope. But other than that, pretty simple in here. I think that if I were to keep the car, if nobody buys it, I would probably end up changing the steering wheel out and maybe, even though I have that can gauge, maybe ditching this cluster setup and putting a Haltech IC7. And the only reason why I say that is just because, you know, the OEM cluster is fine, but I mean, like at this point, this car, it really is a race car, and it would be cool to just have everything that I want to see on one display right in front of me. That way I can put everything at the top, like back to OEM. So I've been thinking about it, but like I said, I'm not really itching to do a whole bunch of this car since it's been like done, you know? But as car guys, we know like cars are never done, man. Like there's so much stuff that, you know, you always want to keep doing to your cars. But I think for the most part, I really am satisfied with how this car came out over all these years. But again, that's pretty much interior wise. For the back, we pretty much have a single exit Tomei exhaust, which again is my all-time favorite for Z's, VQs, and stuff like that. Even though this car doesn't have a VQ in it, it sounds super unique because it has a titanium exhaust.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
3-inch downpipe from the turbo, like I mentioned, and then it goes into a 4-inch, which I believe the Tomei's a 4-inch. Could be wrong on that, but I think it goes into a 4-inch all the way back. Could be wrong. It could be a 3-inch all the way back. But it's super open. There's no cats in it, so it sounds really nice. And like 2Js don't really sound too like obnoxiously loud like VQs, so it has a really nice note. I'll get you some sound clips and some driving clips probably in another video. But again, I just wanted to post this to get something out, to tell you guys that I'm alive, I'm well in Christ, And yeah, man, I just want to give you guys an update on this like great machine. So next video that I post will most likely have to do potentially something with the fan if I decide to make a video on that, and then driving footage. I was testing out some new mics and stuff, and I'm really excited to test it on this car and show you how it sounds, because this car, dude, it sounds so freaking good. I just like cannot get over how clean and like subtle it looks, especially like with the hood closed. It's like, it's just crazy. So if you guys like this video, drop me a like, man. I really would appreciate it, so that way this content can get pushed out. And I'm just so excited to post more videos now, especially in the future with what me and my girlfriend have planned, man. It's just gonna be beautiful, man. God is good. So also talking about how much I would even list this car for, I don't even have an idea, because with a car like this, there is so much money invested and obviously time into the car. It's like, what do you even list it for? You know, like this is a 2012 Nissan 370Z Nismo, as I mentioned, with the 2JZ GTE from Japan. So like all that stuff like is money in itself, right? And these each little categories, if you will, right? I don't know. I've contemplated like 40,000, like 50,000. It most likely would be somewhere around that area. If any of you guys are interested, if you're in the SoCal area, please let me know, because I would consider selling this car from now, which it is June 9th, June 10th to September. So if no one buys the car from now to then, I'm keeping it. You know, I'm not gonna be here. So let me know if you guys are really interested. But yeah, like I said, 40 to 50 grand is kind of what I'm thinking the car is worth. Everything works. The car doesn't have AC. So I have the AC compressor, but there's no way I was gonna be making new AC lines and stuff like that. That's not really what this car's purpose was for. And I live in Southern California, you know, so it's, I don't really need it, you know, if I'm honest. But yeah, everything else works. Like I said, I'm gonna get the new fans on here. Here they go again. But gonna get the fans on here probably tomorrow if they come in, or the next day. And the coolant temp should be icy. Car doesn't overheat all the time or anything. It's just mainly like if I do a pool and it's warm out, it will kind of climb up and it just has trouble coming back down, just because the fans aren't sufficient enough. These fans right now blow out 950 CFM per fan. So together that's like what, 1900? It's really not that much when the stock clutch fan on this engine pushes out 4,000. So the new fan setup I'm getting, they have 1,600 CFM each, and that's 3,200. So it's not 4,000, but it still is a lot better than these small little baby guy fans. So I'm excited, man. I'm in good spirits, man. You know, car's done, life is good. You know, it could always be better, but you know what I mean? You just got to take one day at a time and just appreciate, you know, what you have and what you get, man. Touch the ground, touch the grass every day, man. Don't be a bad person to people. So I'm excited. So let me know if you guys want this thing. Guys, listen to how quiet this engine is, man. Insane, man. All you hear is just the ticking of the injectors. Crazy, bro. I love it, man. I forgot to mention this car runs on E85 and 91, so it's a flex fuel. I can run any fuel. There's a sensor in there, so it'll calibrate itself, which is really cool. That way, like, you know, whether you guys are driving it anywhere, you can put whatever type of gas you want. Obviously 91 or 85 kind of thing, but super sick. Let me get you guys a little exhaust note here. Super tamed and mellow, but like I said, next video we'll get some driving footage, so if you guys are excited for that, drop a like on this video, man. Just so you guys can hear what the fan sounds like currently before I change it. That way, in case I do film it, you can kind of hear what I mean. These fans aren't the strongest. So if you guys have a V6, inline 6, don't bother with these fans, these Mishimoto fans. They don't pull that much CFM. Again, like I mentioned, 950 or whatever, so per fan, it's not much. If you have a 4-cylinder, however, like an SR20, a KA, anything like that, a Honda or something like that, I think these will be perfect. But yeah, if you can fit bigger fans also, I would also highly advise that, because cooling is super important. And now you can actually see how good the downpipe looks. Yeah, bro, this is literally a work of art, man. Such a work of art. Beautiful.